binding.
Well, let's see. Alistair going to work in there. Crepo does have that flash available, so that opens up a flash pulverize right at the start. There is the light bind. It's actually going to land onto the Test. He could be in trouble. There is the flash pulverize. Test flashes away, but he's exhausted as well. He is going to go down, and it is the cow that picks up first blood.
Evil Genius is perfect play right by them to lead with that light binding. A little bit slow on the reaction to go for it, but in the end they get it anyways. They get Tessa's flash out. They blow a couple flashes themselves, but you know what? They're going to take that, getting first blood over to Crepo. Not ideal, but you'll take it any day.
Yeah, and that's only going to mean more support in a way for Yellow Pete as well.
To support that much harder.
It's going to be supporting that much harder. More wards, better items earlier on. And that is just the start they were looking for. All 4 men of EG that didn't get the kill picked up the assist as well, which is an important thing there. You saw EG thinking about going home, but they've decided to stay around. And you can see the ward coverage already. Pink ward by the Wraith bush, pink ward by the red buff. A ward down in the bottom bush and in that Wraith bush as well. So they've got perfect vision on that side. And there you see leaving 2 Wraiths behind to prevent the reset of the camp. And
the problem with that first one ended up doing for opening of Wolves is that the Test has to be so passive now. He cannot overextend when there's an Alistair and a Jarvan who could just combo you and CC you to hell and pick up another kill, as we do have them finally heading down towards that bottom lane. We did have the Wolves smart play by Svenskar and actually invade and take away that red buff. And we'll see if he actually decides to make a play off of it.
Yeah, but as you can see, EG left behind the small lizards there at that red buff as well. So it's not going to be until Svenskar comes onto that bottom side of the map that he sees and then finishes that one off, which is going to delay the spawning of that one as well. So overall, a very solid level 1 here again from Evil Genius, as we talked about it earlier on in the day about how much they like to study level 1 and try and counter what the team they're playing against traditionally does in the early stages.
And all that hard work proved right, or just worked out for them. Getting that first play, giving them a nice advantage into this game, as see Bjergsen taking a lot of damage already in the middle. And I'm curious to see if Froggen is actually running AD runes yet again, like he did on his Anivia earlier, to really pressure his opponent in lane. Just go for that early bit of action and hopefully an early kill.
Well, he started off with the cloth armor, 3 health pots and 2 mana pots in there as well. So obviously wants to stay safe as he can in that early stage. Zed and Shen both running those red elixirs. Right at the start of it, which we saw actually in the last game, what a difference it can make, that extra boost in health before you die.
Oh yeah, it definitely can. And now Xin actually is spotted in his jungle, and I would be surprised to see EG go for an engage on the bottom lane. You have Alistair who's level 2, and knowing Xin is there, you'll be able to engage, get a little bit of harass down and back out in time if you need to, but looks like instead they're going to just be passive.
I see that Froggen, I mean, we know him obviously for his Anivia play the most, but we've seen how devastating he can be with Lux as well. And I still think before Bjergsen certainly hit 6, and probably even after that as well, once the lasers start coming out, he needs to be very, very careful. As we see the Ignite being put down there, Bjergsen turns it around. Froggen losing a lot of health. He levels up as he's ticking away, and the shield comes out. Froggen, my God, that level up saving him completely.
Here comes Snoopy, though.
Yeah, Snoopy coming in from the side. He has a flash available, but can he get in onto Bjergsen? Bjergsen actually does have a flash as well. Said obviously a slippy character onto lockdown doesn't happen.
And just wow, Froggen throwing out that E just to kill the minions, just enough to hit that level 4 where he ended up taking his shield, where he most certainly would have died in the end. But still, that was a great turnaround by Bjergsen. That damage he put out was just ridiculous, and that has to get some sort of fear in Froggen's eyes.
Yeah, I definitely think so. It's a dangerous situation to be thanking the gods that he leveled up at that precise moment there to keep him alive, and threw that shield on himself straight afterwards as well. Really interesting start there in that middle lane, and it's going to give Zed a CS lead here once Froggen does come back into lane. And there we have a pause. It seems to be something with Froggen's PC, which hopefully will be sorted out here.
Apparently his audio's not, or his mic's not working right now, so they can't really hear him when he's talking, which is kind of a big deal. You kind of need to get that fixed.
He's like, guys, I'm dying. Oh, wait, it's all right, I'm good. But nobody heard him. Which didn't matter because he survived, and that's the important part. So apparently it's fixed. Froggen has indeed plugged his microphone into the PC now, so we should be all good.
I hear that helps when trying to talk, is having that plugged in. But still, I mean, little pauses like this can really throw off your game. We did have a little bit of momentum over on EG's side, and still, Wolves, anything can really happen here. They're on such a nice streak right now, and they really want to keep that going.
So here we go then, back in game. Let's see how things are across the board. To be honest, the CS he's pretty even. Obviously, Alistair there, 1,300 to 900 gold. And that's what he's got, obviously, from that first blood. It's allowed him a little bit more in terms of wards and what have you coming in there. There was a pink ward put down by Deficio in the side of the bush there, just so they can weed out this ward. That's going to be money wasted for Crepo.
And Joe, I'm looking at the lane matchups right now, and you have the top lane, the Renekton Shen. It should be pretty much just a headbutting lane where no one's really going to kill each other. But as we saw on the mid lane, that's really where it's going to happen. Because if you look at the bottom, you know, Krepo's being really passive. Snoopy, in the meantime, is coming around for a gank on this top side, but I really don't think they can lock him down.
There's not a ward down in there at all for Godbro, so that could become very, very dangerous. They are going to get the knock-up onto him as well. Can they get the finisher? No, not quite. Godbro gets back underneath the turret, but Wicked and Snoopy going to keep going on this one. Godbro, is he going to stay under the turret? No, he's actually backed off, but he came back in there. That could be really dangerous. Oh, he's going to taunt away there from the knock-up of Jarvan. Nicely done from Godbro. Patient.
And that was a great timing by Snoopy as well, because they had that mini wave pushing. They wanted to get in there. If they weren't going to kill him, still they wanted to deny him a huge amount of CS, which they currently did. I believe it was about 2.5 waves at this point. And the jungler wasn't really in sight to help them. So overall, it still worked out extremely well, even though they didn't get the kill.
Yeah, Godbro picking himself up a ward. He might need that here to stop Snoopy collapsing on him. But look at that damage onto Froggen. Half of his health gone, and he's going to go in for this one here. Flash away by Froggen. Can Bjergsen finish him off? Yes, he can. And that is the danger in this bottom lane as well. Flashes being burnt there by Deficio and the Tess. The exhaust was used by Deficio, so a lot burned in that bottom lane, considering it was just for the exhaust out of Crepo.
And that was just such a ridiculous play in the mid lane. Crepo, he still has that flash up, though, by both Copenhagen Wolves in that bottom lane not having it up. They could go for a very easy gank if Snoopy wants to come in from the lane. Bjergsen, you cannot get him snowballed right now, because he is just going to just decimate Frog. He's going to keep him out of this game. Not to mention Yellowpete on top of that. But Wolves go for a 2-man push on this top side. Going to deny a little bit of CS over to Wicked, who is coming back into lane from the bottom side.
Yeah, he's like, well, you chased me out towards base, I'll just come around and get those minions on the way through. But Svenskeren and Godbro, actually Godbro's tanking up here, they're going to go for it. Nice slice away from the taunt, though.
And good reaction out of Snoopy right now. He's actually headed over towards Dragon. 4 members of EG are going to collapse onto this, and when the jungler is in the top lane, if Wicked can hold on to that turret, EG's going to come out huge with this.
Yeah, already down to half health as the fallback ping put down on the top side of the map, but EG are going to take Dragon #1 of this game. Obviously, no turrets taken up until now, but EG are going to be up by 1,300 gold after that.
And I'm looking at this, that's going to really help Froggen to get back in the game. I mean, he has a Seeker's arm guard after he did back, so that armor is going to really help him out. Bjergsen wasn't able to pick up a Brutalizer just yet, but still, with that Vamp Step, he's going to be able to sustain quite a bit in that lane. But I think if Froggen missteps just once right here, he's going to easily pick up another kill, because both their flashes are on simultaneous cooldowns, so they know when each other's flash is going to be up, but Bjergsen has that advantage with the mobility off his W.
What do you think to that Lux pick into, a Zed's in there?
It's Froggen, so I'm assuming it's the correct idea to go to. I mean, if he feels confident enough, then why not go for it? He has a little bit of trouble in the lane phase, as we've been seeing, but if he gets any sort of help now from Snoopy, they can shut him down, and they can allow Froggen to become very strong as the game progresses.
Bjergsen being given that blue buff here, so he is going to become more of a hassle. He does have that Ignite up and available as well. We'll see if he decides to go aggressive straight away here in towards Froggen. CS 10 advantage for Zed in the top lane. Wicked got an advantage over Godbro. The AD carries, though, bang on even at this point. Only that assist really separating them.
And that's kind of weird, because Crepo's been playing so passive with this Ouster this entire time. They haven't really gone in for any sort of engagement, except that one we saw at the bot lane, and he was able to blow both of their flashes. They easily can't go in for it again, but Svenskeren is coming in from the bottom side of the lane. He won't be spotted, and with that red buff, they could potentially pick up a kill here. He is level 6, so he could knock them back into his own team if he needs.
Well, let's see how this one's going to go down. Svenskeren waiting patiently in that bottom side. The lane pretty much frozen at this stage, but now both teams got those siege minions in there. Crepo on top of Ward, and as he puts one down there, Svenskeren goes in. Where's the knock-up? Not going to come. Crepo forced to use his ultimate, and they stay safe, but ultimate burn, flash burn there out of Crepo.
Yeah, that does really help them. It makes it so the Test can really farm at this lane right now, because he was always afraid of Krepo just flashing into him and comboing him into the air and then getting blown up by Yellow Pete. So that really gives him a little bit of security. As you see, Wicked getting taunted under turret, but still, it's just head bashing up there. There really shouldn't be any kills happening.
No, well, not kills of champions at least, but the turret is very low there. As Wicked takes a turret hit, it was burning from the Ignite as well. He will be forced to just back away from that one. Snoopy coming into this top lane to just try and control things there. Is a ward down by Godbro. Perfect position to cover from the river and that tri-bush.
And just as we were mentioning earlier about Godbro not having a ward there and ended up getting ganked, he put it right there. I was expecting Snoopy to come around from the blue buff, but he did, or the blue bush, but he didn't anyways. We see the bot lane, Krepo getting very low.
Yeah, there you go. No flash available for Krepo. You see the flash used there by Yellow Pete to get to safety. Had barrier as well, and that's just capitalization on the current situation coming out of Copenhagen Wolves. They saw Krepo had no flash from that last encounter. Svenskrim walks away, comes back in, and they can completely dominate him with that. And
potentially take the turret on top of that, because no one on EG is really there to help defend it. We see the Wolves lose their top turret because of that aggression, that presence that Snoopy's been giving them. But it looks like they will trade 1-for-1 here, as Bjergsen needs to get back to this middle lane right now, because we have a 3-man push from EG happening there.
Yeah, I think they could have it away here, to be honest with them. With 3 there, they should have a good time of this one. They have lost that bottom turret, but honestly, bottom turret in a kill on the support for outer in the middle, outer in the top lane. Worth it, Jason?
I don't think so, because I know how much we talked, Joe, about that middle turrets and how much map awareness or map control they give you. And whenever you lose that middle turret, which is always the key lane to keep, you lose so much control of your jungle. And we know how well EG is at controlling your jungle and really strangling you in terms of income, which we're seeing them do right now. They took the race away, and I wouldn't be surprised if they keep doing that, because they've already warded towards the blue.
Bjergsen could be in trouble here. Actually, we'll just dash away onto that top side of the river. Wicked was trying to get in there for the stun, but Bjergsen too smart for any of that stuff, and he will walk away. He's actually headed into the jungle there. I wanted to keep tabs on the ward, obviously was already down there. But in terms of items, they're starting to develop a little bit now. That Seeker's Arm Guard earlier, obviously, for Lux with the tier now, compared to the Brutalizer Vamp Scepter of Zed. Between the AD carries, both got a BF Sword, both got a Vamp Scepter, both got the Doran's Blade, and both got the boots.
Yep, pretty even on those AD carries. The mid lane is pretty even, ideally, in terms of their build. We do have Dragon Comp at about 1 minute and 20 seconds. We have a couple of pink wards already picked up, one on Frog and one on Krepo, so I wouldn't be surprised for them to actually go for it here very shortly. But they might lose a turret off this, and Wolves might be able to get a position to stop it, since they still have some time to get there.
Yeah, all of EG pretty much back to base there. Lux, Renekton, Jarvan not in a position to stop that one from happening. And well, with Shen and Zed up there, actually they've back to where they're going to leave the minions to do the deed for them. With that stack there, they should be able to have that away as well.
And Joe, this is going to be huge right here. This fight, this really has to, because Bjergsen, he's so close to level 11 right now. He's pretty much a full level, actually almost full 2 levels ahead of Froggen at this point, because he was able to kill him early on. If he hits 11 and goes in on Froggen, he will die, and then they could turn it into a dragon. They might be able to get this middle turret as well.
Yeah, and he won't just die, he'll be absolutely destroyed, I think is what happened to him there. He does have that needlessly large rod in there, so needs to get those lasers off as he goes. Wicked and Godbro just having a bit of an exchange in the top, and Godbro doing a good job of just pushing up that lane. We saw what he can do with Singed earlier on. There is a ward in middle there, so that is giving EG the vision once they've taken down the outer turret.
Well, and Bjergsen, they actually just saw him back, and Dragon's up in 2 seconds. They could rush it if they want to, because he isn't in position to stop this, but it looks like they're not really going to go for it too quickly, as it's a very tense moment in the game, where if Wolves get a couple more kills, they can really start to snowball this game. But if EG gets it with Lux, they can do the same.
Yep, Wolves moving in from the backside, and look at that, Deficio getting caught by a full load there, but not really enough to take him down. But here they are, standing on top of a ward. And EG have got their position on lockdown. They're going to walk straight in on top of Krepo. Bjergsen gets knocked up, and look at that, he is destroyed. That is a valuable kill, as we are going to see Jarvan get in there. Where's the focus? It's a little bit all over the place, but they decide on Godbro in the end. He will flash over towards that top side. He's going to take a couple of turret hits. Snoopy going to get the knock up. There is a light binding, and he is a dead man.
And that was a huge misstep by Copenhagen Wolves. You cannot face check butchers, especially when there's an Alistar on the enemy team. And they had Lux's ultimate down. They had the advantage in the team fights, and they weren't able to capitalize on it because of great ward placement out of Krepo.
Yeah, bad idea to be face checking in there. Svenskeren goes back, says, well, we'll have to do with a red buff for now. And instantly you see there more wards being picked up by Copenhagen Wolves, surprisingly enough, knowing that they can't afford to do that anymore. But that is another Dragon for Evil Geniuses, 21,600 gold to 19.2 thousand.